What's going on, guys? K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day today. A little bit of a quicker, later update. Sorry I couldn't get around earlier. I didn't have a chance to catch the FOMC live. I was not around. That's why I couldn't make a video. But as we said, we had to see what would happen. Everybody was expecting a 25 basis point raise. That was exactly what we got. And if you look at the chart, that's why we started to stall out. And then we waited for what Powell started to talk about. And, he wasn't as aggressive. He did say, we're not done raising. He did say we still need a little bit more data, but ultimately it was kind of coming across like maybe this could be coming to an end soon. And he did say, verbatim, only a couple more raises. And it was at that point that we started to see the Bitcoin price move. Now, there are some very critical levels that we need to talk about. And there's also something very just important I wanted to say, almost like a psychological thing that so many people get wrong in these markets. That herd mentality. Everybody starts following the bears. Everybody starts following the bulls. I just want to touch on that today super quick. Hopefully you guys will enjoy this update. So you can see right here that Bitcoin has been consolidating basically for about 12 days, right? Which is more than double what we had back here. We are starting to push again towards the top of this level. We did have this high peak at around 23,970. Currently today, we've only gotten up to about 23,787. So we still have not broken out of that range yet. But before we get into the short term, I did want to just touch on the fact that obviously today is February 1st. So we did have that monthly close. And what is pretty impressive is this candle actually did close above 1, 2, 3, 4 of these previous candles. Now, technically on the Brave New Liquid Index, this was not a technical bearish engulfing pattern, which I know a lot of people are definitely going to argue with me in the comments. We have different opinions on that, but you technically, to engulf it, would have had to come below this wick right here. But ultimately, guys, at the end of the day, regardless, that was a very good move. But if we come over here, you could see that we still did not get higher than these levels. You could see that right here. We would have had to get around this sort of $23,300 level, and we only got around 23,100, right? That's where we had that close. But having a look right here, look at how perfect that was, right? So we did have this one touch here, the second touch here, and look at how perfect this was. Not only did we touch right here, but it also coincided with this very, very, very important level. And this was the exact level that I told you guys if you were looking to take that trade, you would. And not to mention it, but let's zoom in. Boom, guys. Target perfectly hit again. And how did we derive this? Well, this is simply the bottom of this upward sloping trend, right? So as we can see right here, we are pushing on what we had expected. The next level, if we do continue to the upside, would be, this heart line right here. But either way, if we hit this or we hit the top, that would put in a new short-term higher high for Bitcoin, right? So if we come over here and we have a look at what we're doing, Bitcoin is in this blue zone that we talked about, the potential that, we could potentially chop around in this for quite some time, and that would be like the ultimate, bear bull max pain, right? Because we would just be going sideways. But if you do have a look at this, we're starting to get closer to the top than we are to the bottom, right? We were down here at this red zone. We're back in the blue zone. We are above this previous support. We have not had an opportunity to test it again one more time, but nevertheless, guys, we are approaching this level right here where we had this wick come down here. You can see here's the wick, draw a line across, and look at this. We did have that rejection, so that area is still sitting around $25,180. So as you can see, that would be the next level. Now, the big question is, will we have a rejection at that level and then come down and, retest some of these lower levels? We do, of course, don't forget, we have this, where is it? We have this CME futures gap right here, still at around 19,990, right? But, also, as you can see, the next level is still around, it depends on what chart you look at, but, over here, looking at Bitstamp, that's sitting at around 25,180. And yeah, guys, ultimately after that, we have this little bit of, see where these wicks, look at these wicks right here. So we had this crazy candle from December of 2020, and look at this, right? We had a wick here, and then these two candles, we had two wicks right there, we had another test right there, and then if we come over here, we even had another candle touch right here, right? So we do have 1, 2, 3, 4 points of contact. That's this dotted green line. So if by chance we don't get a major rejection at this level, which I'm honestly thinking we are due for a pullback, just to be completely honest, guys, but if not, then, if we do just flip at support, the next level to breakthrough is 28,500. The ultimate level for me is the top of this blue zone, and that's sitting at around roughly almost exactly $31,000. And if that's the case, guys, and we close that, then that would be reflipping this support back into support. And I personally think that the bull run is back on, not saying go all in, but, a lot of people, don't forget, guys, don't forget down here, right? We had this pump. Everyone was bearish down here. We came up and, we were consolidating and everyone said, we had this upward sloping trend, which actually, what's funny, if you actually continue this out, that the trend did hold. But, what I'm trying to say is short term, people were like, oh, we're going to come down. We're going to come down. And no, we just kept going. We kept going and we came all the way up to $14,000. So there's no reason that even if we don't get to the tops of these levels, everybody was, overly bearish here at the bottom, and right now the bears are still being bearish. They can't accept the fact that we're having this pump, and you have to change your bias when you're going with these moves. We have not had a full-on rejection just yet. We are still in no man's land, but the same way that we had this crazy run up right here, who's to say that we can't come up to here, right? Somewhere around maybe this pivot area, let's say right around there. Right around this area, 48,000. Why couldn't we come up to that level, something like this, and then consolidate, right? And then everybody gets super bullish, and then that's the big bear, that's the big bull trap, and then we come all the way back down to 25,000, right? Why couldn't we do something like that? Everybody that says we just have to instantly keep going down, why? Why do we have to keep going down? We've been going down since November of 2021. That's not enough downside for you guys? Come on, markets don't move in straight lines. Get with it. You can play these markets to the upside, you can play them to the downside. I'm not saying that we can't have a dump or whatever, but there is a possibility that Bitcoin could continue to just keep moving to the upside for the next several months. And all these bears that were expecting lower levels, we were not one of them. We said that this was crazy. I mean, I'm not going to lie. We did call the bottom here, right, a little bit prematurely at around 17. We did get faked out. I'm not going to lie. We fell down a little bit lower, but we said, come on. This is way oversold. Everyone is way too bearish. We're having the death cross on the DXY, right? So, I don't know. For me, guys, could we get rejected here? I'm not trying to get too excited. Sure. Look, if we break below some of these levels, we come back down here, start breaking lower. Okay, let's just admit it. The trend is over. We're probably going down to these low levels. But I'm not going to fight the trend while the trend is going. And right now, we have an uptrend. And as long as we have that until that trend gets broken, there's no reason for me to start getting bearish, on this move. And even we had the S&P right here, and the S&P broke above this key level right here, right? We had these two pivots right here, right? We had 1, 2, and look at this. It closed above it, and it hit our next target, right? We've had these levels in here for quite some time. I know there's a lot of levels on here, but, the S&P is a very slow-moving chart, so you have a lot of time to put these levels in. And, keep in mind, we still do have this potential death cross. Could happen on Bitcoin. We're waiting. We got to see what happens in the next 2 to 3 weeks. But look at this. Look at this sharp decline that we got today, right during the FOMC meeting, right? Powell came out. He was a little bit dovish, like I said earlier. And boom, look at that drop. Dollar falling, risk assets pumping. So it is what it is, guys. I'm not Nostradamus. I don't know what's going to happen by the end of the year. I'm not going to make that kind of a prediction. I still believe that Bitcoin is going to hit, somewhere around $160,000 to $250,000 at the next high, which I do believe will be in 2025. And I do believe that we'll see $1 million Bitcoin in our lifetime, but as of right now, why fight the trend? The trend is up. When we start reversing, fine, we'll talk about it. But right now, guys, the trend is up. So that's it for me. Thank you again for coming back to the channel. I know some of you like these quicker updates. I do like to get out those big news videos in the morning. I couldn't do it today, but that's how I feel about it. And look, I'm not saying we can't go back and retest the lows. Like I said, I'm not trying to predict something that's going to happen 9, 10, 12 months from now. What I'm saying is we knew that the bottom was in, or we didn't know officially, but we said it was, extremely oversold. We knew that, we were seeing the death cross on the DXY. It was time to see that rally. As soon as we started breaking those key levels, we knew that we were having a temporary trend shift. Now, I'm not again saying we can't go lower, but right now we have a trend. The trend is up. The major trend is still down. The short-term trend is up. You can make money in these short trends. There's no reason to fight it. So until we have something else happen, we fall below some of these key levels that we've talked about, I'm not going to fight it. We're going to keep enjoying it. Hope you guys are having a great day out there. Get subscribed if you haven't. I love you. You're awesome. Until next time, stay crypto. And of course, peace out.